All right, so what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel, man. It's your boy, and we gotta talk about this. Oh man, we got to talk about this. So check it out, man. It's been about 5 hours since the V560 update was supposed to go live for everyone after days of anticipation, right? Many of you guys were waiting impatiently to jump in, pick up Apocalypse's uniform, Cable's uniform, Domino, Lady Deadpool, right? Maybe even build up Gorilla Man and Slapstick and have a little bit of fun with Negasonic Teenage Warhead. However, everything didn't go off like the Marvel Future Fight team were hoping for, because as of right now, it's been almost 6 hours since the update was supposed to go live for everyone, and only Android users can currently access the game. Many people have been hitting me up saying, yo, I'm on iOS 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and I still cannot access the game. What is going on? Am I going to now need to buy an Android device? Are iOS users getting left behind? Is Marvel Future Fight just coming to Android only moving forward? The answer to that is definitely not. Marvel Future Fight is not alienating anyone, right? They're simply having some issues getting the update on iOS devices. It's a bit unfortunate that this is the case, because what this means is if this isn't resolved in the next hour or so, right, many people are going to lose their daily entries for a lot of the game modes, because people generally leave their daily tasks for after the maintenance when it comes to days like today, especially when we know that we're getting some additions to War Boss Ultimate. People don't want to miss out on additional rewards, as to be expected. No one was going to think that we're going to wait 6 hours after the scheduled time for people to get access to the game. So it's a bit unfortunate that this is where we are. Hopefully Netmarble and the Marvel Future Fight team has some kind of compensation for the people who are affected by this. However, I find it very hard to believe that they're going to have a way to identify who will be affected by this. So they're going to have to compensate everyone, right? So yeah, it's going to be pretty interesting to see what they do from here, because the last time we had an issue like this when Android users couldn't access the game, it was only for like an hour or so. This time it's longer than ever. It's almost 6 hours, right? So I definitely feel like iOS users need to be compensated, because they're gonna miss out on their War Boss entries, which means CCF, right? Most importantly, CCF. So anyways, boys, besides that, I want to give you guys my thoughts on the overall updates, and I want to get some feedback from those of you guys who have been able to get in, because overall I'm feeling pretty upset. But I want to hear from you guys. I am also a user of an iOS device, and I can say firsthand that I know exactly how you feel, because preferably, right, I like to use my iPhone, right? But when my iPhone doesn't work, at least I have my OnePlus 7, so I can just come back and I can play on this thing, right? But it really sucks for those of you guys who get just left out in the cold. So I'm hoping that Netmarble has some kind of compensation plan for you guys. So as you can see, I came in, I picked up the uniforms. I actually started getting Cable's uniform back up to Mythic, because that's my guy, Nate Dogg. I picked up Apocalypse uniform, and I noticed something quite shocking. Check this out. Apocalypse, you can see now 5 of his 6 skills are mind damage skills. This was not the case in the beta. There were energy before. Now the uniform bonus that we've seen in the beta has been improved based on what we've seen in the patch notes, right? But the patch notes definitely did not say anything about Apocalypse becoming a mind damage character. So I want to ask you, how do you feel about this? Now we have another combat elemental character to join King Namor. Are you upset about this, or are you happy with this? I like to see diversity, and I don't mind Apocalypse becoming an elemental based character, but I know some of you guys are going to be upset about this because of the fact that now this is going to make him weaker against Cull Obsidian, but it's also going to make him stronger against Ebony Maw. The thing is though, I think we need more characters that can take down Cull Obsidian at a high level, and we don't need more characters that can take down Ebony Maw at a high level. We already have Scarlet Witch, Luna Snow, right? We already have Psylocke, we have Thor, even though many people don't use Thor anymore. We have Iceman, we have Human Torch. We have so many other elemental characters that can do well against Ebony Maw. What we needed more was a character that could dominate against Cull Obsidian, because we only really have like Doctor Strange, Jean Grey, right? We have Cyclops that can do all right there, right? So it would have been nice if they had kept him as an energy-based character, but ultimately I'm not too mad about seeing some type of diversity here. What I am a bit upset about is the fact that the all defense down that he had on his fourth skill has now been changed to mind resistance down, which is weaker than all defense down. So this has me pretty ticked off. I'm not even gonna lie, because he was already losing, you know what I'm saying, the ability to strip all buffs, and now he's losing this as well. So I'm not sure if this is gonna be a must-buy uniform for me, right? But I picked it up nonetheless. I'm gonna get it to Mythic, and I'm gonna see just how much better it makes Apocalypse. I checked out all of his skill animations previously, and they look like they're still the same. The only changes from the beta until now is his skills are now mind damage, and the all defense down has been changed to mind resistance down. We also looked at Cable when we had a chance, and Cable looked really good in the beta, and he still looks pretty much the same. What looks really cool is this little event tab right here, which shows you when there's an event going on, a ranking event for different characters. That is pretty cool, right? And Cable's uniform, I think, is going to be the one uniform that you absolutely need to buy from this update, because it is definitely an upgrade compared to the one he had previously. Thankfully, he still gets to keep his all defense down. Everything on him is pretty much exactly the same as it was in the beta, and in the beta, he was looking even more godly than he's ever looked. You know what I'm saying? The Marvel Future Fight Terminator, you dig? Now, I have bad news. So check it out. Domino got a buff from the beta, and I was very, very happy about that, right? 35% increase to all attack. Very, very good. However, my friends, I have tested Domino in the World Boss, and even though, right, I love Domino, I got her to gear 25. Yeah, that's how much love I have for Domino, and I'm gonna get this uniform to Mythic. I don't think this is a must-buy. It's too soon to say, but the damage that I'm getting out of her is not that impressive for a character that's at level 70, gear 25. No, I know I don't have any Urus on her, but generally, when I have a character at level 70, I can kind of gauge where they're going to be, right? And with 35% all attack, plus, oh my goodness, the chain hit and the chance to crit, like, no. Her damage is not looking stellar at all, boys. So tread cautiously here. Wait for some more gameplay and some more information regarding this uniform. She looks stunning, but unfortunately, I don't think this is a rogue level upgrade. Now, when it comes to Lady Deadpool, my opinion on the uniform still stands, okay? If you had this one previously, this isn't a must-buy. If you had none, this is a must-buy. So that's what I'm going to say for right now. Overall, I still think it's an upgrade from the X-Force uniform. I also took a look at the new characters that are coming in: Slapstick, Negasonic, and Gorilla Man. And what I can say is Slapstick is gonna be beastly, boys, because of the fact that they kept the HP recovery on him. I was kind of scared that they were gonna take it off of him, because that's exactly what he needed, and they kept it, so that's cool. And the same goes for Gorilla Man. Gorilla Man is getting to keep his recovery, which is gonna make him pretty good, right? Especially in the combat class. And when it comes to Negasonic, she's actually staying exactly the same as the beta, which is very good, because in the beta, like I said, the only thing I wanted for her was to just remain the same. And Negasonic can be attained in the danger room right here in the package, just like Rachel Summers. Exact same cost, exact same refund. Now, I know some of you guys are going to say, well, man, this is too expensive for one character. And you're right? If you have uniforms to buy, definitely buy them on Black Friday when they are on sale. Keep in mind that only uniforms that are on sale right now are the new ones. So wait until Friday when the reset lands, and we'll see what Netmarble has planned for us, because Right now, not all the uniforms are on sale, but I'm sure, right, they're gonna put them on sale on Friday. Now, some of you guys are gonna say, this is way too expensive. 4,500 crystals. Think about it logically, okay, guys? When you get a refund, that's 3,250. A 6-star mega rank up ticket in itself, that costs you 2,600 crystals. That means you're getting a tier 2 character, right? Start to finish, tier 2 character for 3,250 crystals. That's cheaper than buying a 6-star mega rank up ticket and using a tier 2 ticket on them. Not to mention, you still would need to get their gears to 20. This is very, very good if you care about the character and you have nothing else to spend your crystals on. Next thing I want to talk about is the event right here. You can see for yourself that they're giving away bios for Gorilla Man. They're giving away X genes for Domino. And pretty standard here, hidden ticket, energy, clear ticket, gear up kits. For me, I will always tell you guys, go with hidden tickets. You can't go wrong there. But if you like Gorilla Man, he's a pretty good character. You can definitely pick him up from here if you don't have the Shadowland selectors to put into him and you just want to get him now. Domino, I would say farm for her in the heroic quest and do not buy these Mcron shards. Okay. Also, I think they're selling Gorilla Man in the store somewhere up here for where is it? Let me see. Where is this guy? Right here for 2,500 crystals. Do not buy that. Do not buy that. Do not buy that. Netmarble, if you ever want people to actually buy this package or you want people to actually recommend these packages to people, come on. You gotta make it better than this. You shouldn't be selling a character like Gorilla Man for 2,500 crystals when a character like Iceman costs 2,500 crystals. Doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense. Even if this was like 1,250, I still would have a hard time recommending it to people. Just saying. Anyways, moving on. Next thing I want to talk about, the most controversial part. Actually, the most controversial part of this update is the fact that people still can't access the game. But once you get in, there's another part that's actually pretty controversial. And that's actually this part right here. So, boys and girls, they have actually nerfed Dimension missions. I've actually been praising these guys for saying, man, the drop rates for custom gears have been really, really nice. Cards could use some work, but the drop rates for custom gears has been really, really nice. So nice, in fact, that I've built up quite a stash, right, of custom gears in literally no time without even trying. I'm pretty sure I have like 70 custom gears here, and I've been rapidly building them up. And I was on a mission to give every character in my roster a 6-star custom gear. And I'm sure they've seen that, right? But with drop of 5.6, I want you guys to take a look at this. Okay, we're just gonna do 10 clears right here. I'm gonna waste some energy, but I want you guys to see what the drop rate looks like for custom gear. So we got one there, 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 we got one there. Not bad. This is actually not bad, right? I've been doing this thing over and over, and what I've noticed so far is that the custom gear drop has actually gone down significantly since 5.5. Not to mention, the card drops are way less. Like, I would say, let's actually grab some more energy so you guys can see. It's actually pretty sad. I'm not sure if they did this on purpose, right? Or if this is an accident, but it seems like the drop rates for custom gears and comic cards have actually been reverted to what they were before when people were complaining about it. But I may just be seeing, hold up, my bad, I should have actually clicked on that and showed you guys, but I may just be seeing some varying results here. So if you guys are noticing that your drop rates are exactly the same as they were before the update, let me know. But I've noticed that my custom gear and my card drops have actually gone down in the Dimension missions. If you've noticed that your drop rates are exactly the same, let me know. Okay, maybe it's just a placebo effect and I'm just seeing things, but I noticed that today, after the reset when I came in, not the reset, but after the maintenance when I came in, my drops were significantly lower. Last thing I want to talk about is World Boss Ultimate, and this is probably going to be a pretty controversial topic. Some of you guys are going to agree, some are going to disagree. So, first thing we got to talk about is the fact that in World Boss Ultimate, Oh my goodness. Actually, let me just start off like this. Boys and girls, do you enjoy World Boss Ultimate? Comment down below. And if you do, what is it that you enjoy about World Boss Ultimate? Is it the rewards? Is it the challenge? Or is it something else? For me, it's both the challenge and the reward. There is nothing more satisfying than completing a very difficult battle and seeing some CCF, a Titan record, you know what I'm saying? Or a booty box. There's nothing more satisfying than that, right? Now, my problem with this update, my major problem with this update is what Scarlet Witch is doing right now. I saw it in the beta. I spoke nothing about it because I thought this is just a beta, right? Maybe they just make everything easier on the beta so that it's easier for us to test things. Maybe it's easier for developers to test things when the results aren't varying as much. However, this is the live build, and this is a no-no for me. This is a no bueno. What you are seeing here is a Scarlet Witch that I absolutely adore. She's my queen, my one true love, okay? However, what she's doing is absolutely unacceptable. World Boss Ultimate is supposed to be the ultimate challenge, the end game of Marvel Future Fight, if you will. However, what she's doing right now is absolutely ridiculous. She's basically turning World Boss Ultimate, right, into World Boss Beginner. Now, World Boss Ultimate has, like, the difficulty has gone down since its conception or inception, right? And with more and more crowd control strikers, it's gotten significantly easier, especially now that we're at the maximum raid level. And now there's more and more ways to increase your damage to these world bosses, now with the Conqueror system. However, now that you can control the boss for basically the entire duration of the fight with Scarlet Witch, basically every time you do an attack, like every 3 or so seconds, Scarlet Witch will pop in and do her mind control. And it's not just with Scarlet Witch. If you use, like, for example, Rachel Summers, every 3 seconds or so, she's going to use her mind control. Now, for those of you guys who were struggling with World Boss Ultimate before, you're going to be like, okay, this is amazing, right? Now I never have to try in World Boss Ultimate. I can literally just play the game while I'm brushing my teeth. And that is true, right? Now you never have to try in World Boss Ultimate ever again. So which means the challenge is now gone. All there is the reward. This is basically World Boss Ultimate on autoplay. Is this what you guys want? That's why I said some of you guys are going to be okay with this. Some of you guys are not going to be okay with this. No, I always love seeing my strikers pop in and do some mind control to slow down the boss, to help dictate the pace of the fight. However, to remove the fight altogether by doing something like this, where I stack Rachel, Weapon X, and Scarlet Witch together and basically make it so that the boss cannot do anything at all but just stand in place and do nothing for the entirety of the fight, defeats the whole purpose of the fight, right? There's no longer going to be a fight here. Some of you guys, again, will be happy with this, but I think over time, if this remains the same, it's the end of World Boss Ultimate as we know it. You guys can let me know how you feel about it in the comments. I never liked the idea of the strikers being uncontrollable, where they basically just do whatever they want, whenever they want, and you just kind of have to pray that they do the skill that you want when you need it, right? But now I think this is worse, because now you have a situation where the strikers are basically always going to be in control of the fight, and you are no longer the boss here, right? You are no longer like of any real value. You're just a clown, a monkey, like, right, just pressing buttons, and the strikers are just basically gonna determine the outcome of the fight for you, right? Scarlet Witch is gonna constantly just pop in and do her mind control and say, hey, just beat up on this crash test dummy, just beat up on this guy, right? And I'm just gonna keep mind controlling him for 5 minutes straight. I have no problems with Scarlet Witch mind controlling, you know, like 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 times a fight, but doing it like every 3 seconds for 5 minutes straight, that's pretty crazy. And I don't know why the developers thought that that was a good idea, because ultimately they're basically shitting on their own work. They're basically making it so that all the work that they put into making these boss fights challenging and interesting is now out the window, because 90% of these mechanics that these bosses are going to do, would have done, they're no longer going to do, because Scarlet Witch is going to make sure that they don't do it. Now, I'm not asking for Scarlet Witch to be nerfed. Hell no. All I'm asking is that they return to the old system, right? I saw what they were trying to do here. They were trying to take away some of the RNG from War Boss Ultimate, but I think ultimately they probably made it worse, because now what is going to happen here is War Boss Ultimate in 6 months, 8 months is going to become so boring, right? Because everybody is going to be using Scarlet Witch and Rachel together, and then we're going to immediately say, okay, War Boss Ultimate has become the new Shadowland, like stage 1 to 30, because it's just so easy now. We need harder content. We need harder content because Scarlet Witch has made it so that War Boss Ultimate isn't hard content anymore. Before, it was still hard because you had no control when Scarlet Witch would pop in and do whatever she wanted. But now, oh yeah, you can just basically control the entirety of the fight from start to finish. I don't know, man. I personally don't like it because I feel like they did all this work to design a new stage for Apocalypse, which people weren't going to play already just because of the mutant materials. But now, when they do play it, they're not going to see any of the interesting mechanics that they put time and effort into. They're just going to see Scarlet Witch pop in and be like, okay, mind control. Shut up, mind control. Shut up, mind control. Which, again, I love Scarlet Witch, and I've been advocating her mind control to you guys for as long as I can remember, like, 2 years now, right? But I think at this point, it's gotten pretty ridiculous. And even somebody like me, who absolutely loves Scarlet Witch and sees so much value in her mind control, can say, this is pretty busted, this is pretty OP, and it probably shouldn't stay like this. Just saying, right? If it stays like this, okay, whatever, I'll live with it. But ultimately, I think it's going to be the end of War Boss Ultimate as we know it. Because if you can literally come into War Boss Ultimate with any character, right? Like, let's say, for example, I could take up Hulkling right now and bring him into any of these stages. He would probably die from the modifiers, but what would happen is quite interesting. Let's actually take Hulkling in here. And actually, where is Hulkling? Where is this guy? Did I get him to level 70? Does he doesn't have level 70? Anyways, I could take Hulkling in here, and as long as I just try my best to keep him alive, which I can do because I can just bring in Anti-Venom, and Anti-Venom is just going to constantly spam his healing symbiotes, right? While these guys just mind control the boss. I'm going to do next to no damage. Also, this yellow, like, color thingy from the beta, right? I was asking for this to be removed, but apparently it's still, well, not removed, but to not be in the game, but it's still here, right? And they said nothing about it. Another thing that I want to talk about is these big ass circles, bro. Oh my goodness. Letting you know when, right, there's going to be some type of thing on the screen. But because the circles are so big, you don't know where exactly you need to be moving to. I guess you could just run to the side of the map, but like, look at this. Tell me how this makes any sense, bro. Look at this. Like, I'm literally just standing in place. I'm just spamming whatever skills I want. I can't do any damage at all, but the boss cannot move. This is War Boss Ultimate now. This is the future of War Boss Ultimate. Any character can do any stage now. Well, they can try any stage now. They'll run down the clock. They won't do any damage like Hulkling is doing here. But this is absolutely ridiculous to me, right? I don't know what they were thinking when they decided that they wanted to do this. And I think ultimately, even if they change what skills the characters are doing, if they keep it at just one skill in the rotation, it's still not good, right? I think they should just change it back to what it was before, or just allow everyone to pick a couple skills, like 3 skills that your strikers are going to do throughout the fight. You don't decide when they do what, but you can just pick 3 skills, right? That's just all I want to say, right? This has been long enough. You guys let me know how you guys are feeling about this recent change to the strikers. I've seen it in the beta, but I thought, you know, it's a test server. I'm not going to stress about it. It's probably not going to come to the live build. I definitely didn't think that yellow glow or that orange, like, disgusting looking thing, like that color over Proxima was going to come to the freaking live build, but it did. So I'm just, like, lost. Anyways, boys, As always, thank you guys so much for watching. Leave your thoughts in the comments. I'm going to wrap it up here. To everyone who hasn't been able to get into the game, I want you guys to leave a respectful message on the forum. You deserve compensation of some way, shape, or form, because you're probably going to miss out on your World Boss Ultimate entry, many of you guys. So they need to swing you some CCF. Thank the Lord that this thing didn't actually happen when there was a 28-day logging event for a CTP, because that would have created even more of a shit show. Boys, I will catch you guys in the next one. Let me know how you're feeling about the World Boss Ultimate change. Some of you may be happy about it. I may be making a mountain out of a molehill. And if that's the case, I'm open to discussion. Let me know. I'm gone. Peace.